Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Warden Report. Thank y'all so much for all of your wonderful comments. I'm enjoying reading them as they come in. And then we usually respond like together, Heath and I. He likes to be part of it. We'll respond tonight. But do you see this like little halo coming on? I guess because it's October and it's like, yeah, you're the angel of October. So, welcome again. I'm enjoying my cup of coffee already. It is 10, a little earlier today. Just feeling hungry, and it was like, well, I'm going to have my cup of coffee first. I know that MCT oil will kind of give me a little boost, and then I'll probably be fine. And the next thing I know, it'll be like 1:30, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I should eat. So we'll just see. I'll keep you in touch. So yeah, I'm just enjoying this Wednesday, busy at work. Got a lot of stuff that came in this morning, so we got to work on that. At least we have a weekly meeting. At least that was really quick today, because apparently there's some big conference going on somewhere. I forget where they said it was, maybe Indiana. And so a lot of the upper management, a lot of them are not here because they're there doing whatever that conference is. So fun for them. I mean, I would like to be able to go on little business trips. So I've only had, there was one job I had where I got selected and did get to go on a business trip for like a week up to Connecticut. And so that was a lot of fun. I mean, I loved it. I was like, sign me up, because I got to arrange flights. Of course, I didn't get to sit in business class. I thought that was I was like, but this is business. They were like, no, Shelly, you picked the cheapest. But I did get to, they rented me a car, or I got to rent a car. They basically gave me a little Amex and had the business account, so I used it to, rent a car, and then paid for all of my meals, gas, coffee, whatever I wanted the whole week. And like, I was being all stingy at first. And then one night, a group of us, because I was helping a client team out there, and they took us to dinner, right? And I don't even remember where we went, but some, kind of like a hipster type place. And they were ordering drinks left and right, alcoholic drinks. And I was like, oh, I didn't think I can have alcohol, like, on the car. They're like, this is work. Of course you could have alcohol. And so they were buying just rounds of drinks. And I think I had 2 or 3 that evening. They're like, yes, treat yourself. Like, after a long day at work, yeah. And the company's paying for it, so get a few drinks on it. And they were like, yeah, we do this all the time. And I was like, oh, well, here I've been like ordering water when I go to the restaurant and everything. They're like, no, like, have fun with it. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, yeah, that was my first and only experience doing actual business travel. So, and apparently my manager, she's at it. She said she's having a lot of fun, learning a lot. I bet it is fun though, right? I mean, we could do keto conferences, right? And those are always a blast. So how about a work conference? How is that? My understanding is, let me know if y'all, anybody's in the baking field, that you probably are known about it. But basically because I was asking, I was like, so well, what's in this conference? And she said, yeah, they have breakout sessions where they, I guess, do different things. That they have different speakers on different topics. So a lot of like learning things. And then they have a whole area of vendors. I was like, wow, that sounds like a keto conference, right? You go and listen to speakers or go to breakout sessions to do interactive things, and then you get to visit vendors and all kinds of free stuff. Well, like, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of pens and pads of paper, that kind of stuff. Probably t-shirts. But, I mean, sign me up. I would enjoy that. Maybe next year. We'll see. I would enjoy it. Let me know if you ever get to do that for your job, if you get to go to these company trips for company conferences and stuff, and do you enjoy it, or are you just kind of like, I'd rather be doing my work. Like, I want to know your input, please. And for my lunch today, I did already have my kefir smoothie, just some kefir mixed with my pumpkin puree. And then for lunch, I've got pronounced sausage, a little bit of bacon, kind of overcooked it because I'm trying to do this while I work. And then I've got also avocado. Now, I saw this one. Let me know if you watch the guy who says, I didn't know this until I was in my 30s. And he showed that the easiest way to remove the seed is you cut the avocado into fours. They didn't want to come apart at first, like to pull it apart. And where I cut it in half, I always rotate and it snaps apart, but I couldn't really rotate it this time because it was cut in fours. But anyways, the seed did come out. Usually not a big deal, but I don't know. Let me know if you've tried that. Cut it into fours, and then you should be able to pull each section off. Then I've got olives, pickles, sauerkraut, and kimchi, and that is my lunch, y'all. So dinner on this wonderful Wednesday, I've got a ribeye steak. I got about half of it, a little less. And look, isn't that a perfect medium rare? So nice. I got some fermented carrots and peppers on top. And then I have a little sweet potato that is just topped with the compound butter. No sweetener. I have noticed with these sweet potatoes I got at Aldi, they're plenty sweet on their own. I don't need to add a sweetener. And then I also got some asparagus jalapeno that was sauteed with butter and olive oil and then topped with some fresh Parmesan and then bacon bits. And I'm going to drink this afterwards. So this is the Strawberry Blossom Hum Kombucha. Happy Thursday or Friday Eve. I already had my coffee. It's afternoon. It's almost 1. Jeez, this day's flying by. But I made me a blueberry kefir. So I took my kefir and I added some okay, obviously I can't talk. But I added some frozen blueberries and just blended that up. It's really good. Just the right amount of sweetness from those blueberries. And yeah, so I'll have that, and probably in about 30 minutes or so, I'll actually have lunch. So I'm trying to see if I can make some pork panko biscuits. We'll see how they turn out, y'all. And I've been kind of working on budget for 24. I'm like really trying to really focus this next year. That's why I think generally, like, these past 2 years, we went on the low-carb cruise each year, big trips, plus we did several keto events, and that just, like, wipes everything out. And then plus, unfortunately, he was off and on with work, so that really put us behind. So I'm, like, really focused, and I think if we avoid those big trips next year, and then maybe just one keto event, then I think we'll end up in a pretty good spot. Like, we need to build up our emergency fund so I'm really trying to focus on that for 24. That's like my main goal. So I'm really trying to look at our overall budget, look at our past expenditures, figure out ways to minimize things, listening to frugal channels, what's called Under the Median. Let me know if you watch them. So, been listening to their tips, things of, okay, put out all your stuff and say you do your spending review for last month, figure out how you can reduce each of the main categories by 10%. Different things like that. So I've been trying to work on that, trying to plan ahead for 24. Again, just really got to hone in and focus. And I think by the end of 24, we'll be in good shape. But again, like I just really got to focus on that. So with that said, if you're somebody who budgets and you have a good budget planner that you like, did you find mold?
I think.
Heath is here. He's on his lunch. Ooh. Yeah, that's mold.
All right. Thank you.
I don't need it.
When in doubt, throw it out.
So, and that's one of the things is checking for food waste and getting those used up right away. So, yes, if you do budget planning of any kind, let me know what you use. I'm looking for free because, you know, if I'm trying to budget, I ain't going to spend money to budget. Like, I need free stuff. So, I know sometimes there, you know, different programs, they're like, oh, but it's only $10 or $20. No, I need free because I ain't about to spend some of my money on something to help me save my money. That's kind of counterproductive in my mind. So let me know what you use. I did find a pretty decent one. It's called in Google Sheets. So Google has a lot of templates that are for free. So I found a decent one in Google Sheets. It's, I had to look it up later, but what I like about this one, because a lot of the ones I have found are monthly budgets where it's like, okay, here's your whole thing for the month. This one I like because it allows you to break down per paycheck what exactly you're paying, what, you know, your bills are, and so forth. And so with Heath and I, we basically have alternate pay weeks. So like I get paid this week, he'll get paid next week, and then repeat after that. So I like this format because it allows me to say, okay, for my paycheck this week, this is what bills are coming out. For Heath's paycheck next week, this is the bills that are coming out. And then by doing that, allows me to check all of the bills for the month, factor in, you know, groceries each month, which right now is the $75 budget. And then allows me also to kind of, after those are deducted, figure out, okay, so this much I can put towards like tax savings. This much could go to the emergency fund, those type of things. So that's what I'm working on right now. Again, any tips or you know somebody that you know a good frugal channel, let me know. I'm always open to that. Okay, y'all. So I was making biscuits. This was the first batch where I put butter to the pork panko, no coconut flour, and to me, yeah, see, they're a little flat, they're really heavy, they're very, very greasy. I mean, look at that. So, for the next batch, I tweaked. So what I did not add butter, because I was like, you know what, pork panko already has a lot of fat in it, so I don't need to add more fat. And I added the last bit, almost a third cup of coconut flour. Now look, I think these turned out much better. And then they're a lot fluffier, lighter. So I think those are a better biscuit. So I'm excited. Tonight, I'm going to make this, I'm going to make some gravy. So we're having breakfast for dinner. So I'm going to, I have some sausage. I'll make some sausage gravy. And I think we'll have some eggs on the side. But that'll be dinner tonight. I'm really impressed with these. Alright, here's my lunch, y'all. So, this is what I got here. So the first batch of the quote-unquote, biscuits, I was like, well, I'll just take a couple of those, topped it with Pernell sausage and that good, what is it called? Good something. But anyways, the sugar-free jam, the apricot jam, Thought that sounded really good and different. So I've got a couple of those, and then I took another one and just put this cheese on it. Look at that cheese skirt. And then I've got my fermented foods here. I've got the dill sauerkraut, kimchi, a couple of carrots, and then I've got my avocado on the side. So this Thursday night, we decided to have breakfast for dinner. So this is my take on sweet potatoes O'Brien. So it's a Seagull sweet potato, some red onion, jalapeno, and then I used my compound butter, which has those wonderful cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, and ginger in it. And then I made sausage gravy. And then on the side, we've got our biscuits. So those are the ones, this is the one without the coconut flour and added butter. Don't do that. This is the one with coconut flour, no added butter. These turned out much better, and they're that soft, pillowy that you should have with a biscuit. So we're just going to pile the sausage gravy on top of that. So here is the plated dinner. So I've got that sweet potato stuff. It looks really good. And again, that compound butter is so great. And then over here is the biscuits and gravy. Y'all, I don't know what I was thinking. So, let's see. Let me open one of these biscuits and see how it turned out. I mean, it looks pretty good. It's definitely airy or spongy, so at least it's not heavy. You know, I don't like biscuits that are like bricks. And like if you ever go on a cruise, most of the time the biscuits are like little hockey pucks. So these are definitely smushy. So yeah, very good. And then of course I'm going to have a second cup of coffee because yeah. And I had some extra heavy cream. So I just blended that and then poured my coffee and yum. And this week's coffee and Heath's drink, his double rainbow, sugar-free, special appearance from Heath. Shout out to L Strange or Lisa. Thanks for buying our drinks this week. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. So, it was this weekend, telling y'all, didn't record much. If you wanted to see basically the grocery haul, go to Heath's Emma's Journey. But basically, I was under budget this week. So last week, I had spent over by about $12. So this week, I lowered my threshold down to $65. And then we ended up spending, I think it was like $58. So I feel like, okay, we've evened out from between the weeks. But what that entailed is at Kroger, I got Heath's 5 dozen eggs because they're still less than $6. They still had some gallon of milk marked down, so I grabbed one of those. That was $1.56. And then I also got a big can of pumpkin, and that was like $3. So I spent like $10.81 at Kroger, and then everything else we got at the farmer's market. So that was like another, I think it was like 46, 48, somewhere between there. Basically at the Houston farmer's market, we got several produce. So I got these huge avocados. I got sweet potatoes, huge bell peppers, the tricolor, jalapenos, red onion, radishes that are huge. And so tomorrow night, I am going to use the radish greens to do a saute. So I'm kind of excited about that. And I thought I would add in some onion and bell pepper with that. The tricolor bell peppers to add, you know, different colors. And then we have some of that shaved beef. So we're going to cook that up in like some like Asian flavors. And that'll be dinner tomorrow night. So it sounds really good to me. And then, let's see. Oh, and then we got 2 different local hot sauces. So one is from right here in Tomball, and the other one, I know it was in Texas. So we got those. Pretty good. I tried one on Saturday. It was good. Didn't record really much on Saturday. Thanks again to L Strange for the coffee. And if you're like, well, I got you a buy me coffee, I got a list going, y'all. So just keep staying tuned. And as we get those, because I generally only get the coffees 1 day a week. But yes, thank you so much to everyone who did buy me a coffee. And if you do it this week again, I'll put your name on the list. And then every week you're buying us a cup of coffee. Or Heath got his double ring bro, his tea drink from Dutch. So we really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And hold on, these spammers. And then Saturday night, it just threw off because we didn't have internet. He lost most of his day of work. So we went to the Houston Farmers Market. And then when we came home, we were like, oh, we're even going to get to do our cook along. But Shauna reminded us to use our hotspot. So thank you again, Shauna. And we were able to do our monthly cook along. Super excited. That was so much fun, y'all. Just tons of fun. I love, love, love it. And so I already have some ideas for next month's recipe. So if you're interested, please make sure you hit that join button and you can be part of our channel members. Or you can hit the buy me a coffee and become a member there. Either way works. And then every month we have a cook along and I create a recipe, you get a special video, and then we meet and just chit chat and hang out. I love it. It is like so much fun. So we'll be... What are you chewing? I heard him chewing on something. I'm like, what is he chewing on? So, yes, loving all that. And then, so we didn't record, anything, obviously, Saturday night. Yesterday, I fasted. I did have a cup of coffee. And today, I did have my cup of coffee. And I am having my kefir. I say I'm fasting. I know technically that breaks a fast. But I feel like it's, I guess, kind of like what you would call a fat fast or whatever. So it's just minimal. Like I'm just having this because, again, I like keeping those gut things happy. So coffee is a great prebiotic that your gut bacteria like. And then my kefir, just keeping those good bacteria going. And this, I just add a little bit of pumpkin and little pumpkin spice. And that's it. It's so good. Makes it feel like fall. But yeah, and then tomorrow we'll see what we have going on. I hope everyone is having a great week. So far, I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but when the mood strikes me, I'll be back. Good morning. It is almost 10. Got my coffee going. Needed it. And you hear Mr. Sam over there. So, yeah, today is going great. It's annual enrollment time. So, I know many of you, if you are employed, I know some of you are retired. But otherwise, if you're like employed, a lot of companies have their annual enrollment this time of year. So, I worked on that today. And Heath's company, his is next week. So then but I was already able to look at his and kind of get an idea of, what we could do. Because it'll obviously be cheaper us having our own health insurance. So I'm looking forward to that because covering him on mine, it just really jumped the price up. So now, hopefully everything goes well. And then he can have the insurance through his employer and will overall save money that way. So yeah, that's what I've done so far today. And Heath is actually at Aldi right now, and he was getting some veggies and a couple items we need for the Friday night feast. I'm excited about it. We were actually talking last night, Heath and I, and we had one thing originally. We were going to do mummy dogs, and we got to talking about things, and so we decided on something else that I think will be even better. So let me know if you're excited about that. I mean, I'm really excited. And we are going to be dressed up, so make sure you're tuned in to the Friday night feast, because we will have our costumes on. Comment below what your guesses are. Now, some of you got a sneak peek. The channel members got a sneak peek at what Heath's costume is. And so I got to do a couple little adjustments to it, and then it should be good to go. So I'm excited for that. I'm like, oh my gosh, 1 week, y'all. 1 week till Halloween. It's so good. And I'm already planning on the November cook-along. I've already got an idea. So I kind of, like, when I'm researching stuff, I have a Google Doc where I keep notes of everything that, potential recipes, right? Whatever strikes my fancy. So I have one, and I already told Heath about it. I was like, ooh, this sounds like it'll be really good for the November cook-along. And then he was like, oh, yeah. So it's going to be a side dish, and it will be savory, y'all. So if you're not part of our monthly cook-alongs, just hit that join button and you can be part of it. I really enjoy it. I know some of our channel members said it's the most fun they have. What I love about it, like, we love the Friday night feast because I love chatting with all of you. With the cook-along, you can be on camera if you want. But and most people do stay on camera. Sometimes they don't. That's fine. I mean, it's your option. You do you, right? But what I love is that they have where it's like we're sitting at a table together, because I can see most of your faces, and we're just chatting, hanging out, no agenda, no, like, oh, you can't say this or that. Like, everything's fair game. You just hanging with friends, right? That's how I feel. Like, we're just hanging out with friends from all over, and we're just talking about whatever and learn more about each other. Like, I feel like it really helps us have deeper relationships, and it definitely helps where, not all of us or most of us can't hang out with each other every month. So this is a great opportunity where we can, like, hang out virtually and just chat. And, with that, I say an hour. Sometimes we go a couple hours, 3 hours. It's all driven by y'all. Y'all determine how long we go. And some Saturdays it's like, oh yeah, we want to really chat for a while, and other times it's like, and then sometimes people do cook along with us, which is always fun. I know for some people it's later than their dinner time, so they might have cooked it earlier, and I just love seeing all of that. So if you watch the recipe that came out this past Monday, the tuna casserole pot pie, that was September's cook-along recipe. So we do things like that. They get access to that video a month early, and they get a printable recipe card. So I just enjoy that, and I'm looking for, I've already got something planned for Christmas this year, so I'm super excited for that. So we'll be getting all of that together to send out. I just love it. So, yeah, and here's another thing I was thinking about. I want y'all's opinions, right? So, for the last several years, I think 3 years maybe, I have organized the Two Crazy Ketos family Facebook group Elfster gift exchange. now the group is so big, and honestly, each year it's gotten more difficult because I feel personally responsible to make sure everybody is actually participating, because it has happened where someone has signed up and says they're going to participate and then they don't. And then I feel like then whoever they got drawn to send a present, that person doesn't get a gift, even though they're sending a gift to somebody, right? The whole basis of Elster is it does actually content on everybody needs to participate. So before, when that happened, I would go ahead and send a gift to the person that didn't get their gift. Sorry, my screen was like, whoa. And, then it just gets too costly to do that, right? And so it has gotten to a point where it's too much for me to organize, a group that's got 15,000 members now. That's just too much to deal with. Which, of course, I'm letting Rachel and the other mods know. So if someone wants to take it over, they are certainly welcome to. That's too much of a headache for me, and I'm sorry about that. But I was thinking with our Facebook group, because we only have less than 200 people in our Facebook group, which, why aren't you part of it? Go join. I was thinking, would those in the Facebook group, ours, since that seems a lot more manageable, would you want to do an Elster gift exchange? Or is this like the year for Christmas and those that celebrate those holidays? Is this the year that you're just like, you know what? No, really need to watch the budget. So I really feel like that's out. Or does that sound like something fun to do? Just kind of let me know your thoughts on that. If that's something that I should even deal with, right? Because it is I wouldn't say it's a lot to take on. It's just making sure everybody actually participates. That's what takes a lot of time. And I know before, when we had people having to send multiple reminders, hey, did you send it? It doesn't show you sent it, because you're supposed to go in the app and you purchase from the app, and then it'll update everything. But sometimes people don't do that. I don't know. But and then I'll be like, did you send the present? And then people who are like, well, I see other people got their gifts, I haven't got mine yet. And it's like, okay, let me go check on that. Just sometimes, if it's less than 30 people, it's really not a big deal. But when you're getting to 50, 100 people, it really gets a lot to do. I'm organizing one for my work, but there's only 8 of us, right? On my immediate team, there's only 8 of us, and they were already talking about, hey, should we do some kind of exchange and, just draw a number? And I was like, well, I know this thing called Elster. Why don't we do that? And they were like, what? And I'm like, then it does it all basically for you. It's all online. And then we could just do the gift exchange that way. And so they were all for it. So that's what I've organized. But again, that's only 8 people, including myself. So that's highly manageable to it. And then, I've already had to remind them a couple times, hey, you need to make your wish list. So that's helpful. But yeah, what are your thoughts? I just want to know what you're thinking. And then as far as that, and I know that's kind of in the future, you're like, Shelly, Halloween's not even here yet. Why are you talking about Christmas and Yule and solstice and whatever you celebrate at that time? Because I'm a planner, plan ahead. In my mind, I'm already in January, right? So yes, that. And then the other things I've been listening to this past week have been all about budgeting. I can't say all, but I've been mostly listening to budgeting information, getting a lot of details about that. And I think I found a really good Google Sheet budget that I like. And And I think it's going to work out well for us. And listening to Under the Median, I liked what they were saying in their video this week, that basically it's great to write down a budget, which is awesome. Oops. Phone calls. And it's always a scammer, right? Or a spammer. But anyways, Under the Median said it's great to write down a budget, right? So I've got that. But they said you actually need to keep track of what you're actually doing. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, because sometimes, like I have, which is one thing they say you need to watch, is I'll have auto shipments. Like the Chewy, I get their liver on auto shipment. And it's like, ooh, I forgot about that charge. Like, you know, I need to make sure I note that. Or I had a coffee on auto ship. I think I'm just going to cancel that. And then I also have that olive oil. If y'all saw that, I mean, I think the olive oil quality is really good. Just the price, it's just out of budget right now. So, and I feel like there's other olive oils I enjoy that are a lot less expensive. So I think I'm just going to stick with the ones I like right now, which Mindy Pels did do a video on olive oil and how it's a really good oil to have. It was a good discussion if you want to go watch it. My thing is, like, because she's like, you know, olive oil is so much healthier than, of course, any seed oils like canola and soy that are inflammatory. And I was like, but is olive oil versus avocado oil, like, really, is one better than the other versus like tallow or, you know, lard? You know, I think if you get to as minimal processed oils and using them quickly, I think overall you're going to do better. I don't know if it's a magic thing of, because she suggested you take 2 tablespoons of olive oil every day for 10 days. I'm like, do you think it's that easy, just olive oil itself, or do you think just having healthy, minimal processed oils, again, like animal fats, avocado, olive oil, if that's just a better alternative? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. It's kind of that same thing of the apple cider vinegar. You know how, like, nowadays there's all kinds of apple cider gummies and apple cider this and take apple cider that away and blah, 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 blah. I wonder if it's so much the apple cider or just being more cognizant. But I do actually have apple cider almost every day, but I like it. And like, I'll use it in a dressing or as, you know, part of a fat, or I'll just take a swallow of it. Especially when I'm fasting, I like that. And then plus it really curves, like sometimes when I get the hunger pains, I'll just take a swallow of the apple cider vinegar and I'm good to go. So Heath must be home. Heath must be home. I see the hall light on. And Sam's like, well, did Dad bring me something? Do I get any food? Do I get anything? She just saw him this morning. Heath had his breakfast. And Sam just goes crazy because he has gotten spoiled that after Dad eats, Dad gives him his plate or bowl. And he was just having a conniption fit to have it. And I'm like, that's what happened. You spoiled him. Okay. He just messaged me that he's home. I gotta gather that. But yes, that is Sam. And we got all kinds of toys today. Look at all the toys. Spoiled. And then Delilah, I know she's camera shy. She likes this one couch that's in the front room. And I think because it's lower to the ground, because it's like a 1900s couch. And so because it's lower to the ground, I think it's easier for her to get up and down from. And so she likes to go in there. And then plus it's usually dark in the room because nobody's in there. So the lights are all off. And so she'll be in there just, oh, I see a tail under there. It looked like Delilah was on the other side. Aw. But yes, that's what she'll do during the day. And so she doesn't like to, I think what it is she likes to sleep because she goes to wherever it is darker. So whether that's our bedroom or that front room. And in my office, I mean, I have all the lights on, y'all. All the lights, all the computers. I've got 4 monitors, the overhead light. It's probably just too much. And she's just like, I can't get any good sleep in that room. But Sam, he's still young. He's like, I can sleep anywhere. Okay, so Heath went out today. One of the things he does, because you know he drinks the Zevias and the Rock Stars, he saves all of the cans, and there's a place where we can then go and recycle and get paid. So he did that today. They don't give coins, so they round up, and they actually gave him $13 in cash. So he used the $13 in cash to then go grocery shopping. So there's another little, I guess, budget tip, right? I mean, that's something you came up with, what, a couple of years ago?
Yeah. Well, that's where I was raised. My mom and stepdad used to recycle cans all the time, too.
Oh, see, I was...
He was a big beer drinker, so I had all the cans, so why not? It makes sense.
Right? Right. And see, growing up, my mother drank Coca-Cola, but she never did that.
Yeah.
Like, she never knew about that. I mean, $13.
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting a little money back on what you spend for the sodas.
That's actually how much the can crusher cost, too. So, way back when we bought it.
Yeah. So, that's cool. Yeah, he has a can crusher, crushes those. Yeah, 2 of them.
I have one for the tall boys and one for the regular.
But yeah, so then he took the $13 and he went to Aldi. You already put it all away, or I'd show you. But basically at Aldi, we needed some, it's Gruyere, the specialty shreds is Gruyere and Swiss cheese. And we're going to use that on the Friday night feast. And he also got cream cheese, which we're going to be using. And then he got their 3-pound bags of red onion and yellow onion. The yellow onion, that's over $1 cheaper than going to H-E-B.
You're buying a single, right?
No, their bag. I've compared
okay.
3-pound bags.
Oh, okay.
The red onion 3-pound bag is $2 cheaper than H-E-B at Aldi. So right there, we saved like $3. Just by, I was telling y'all, all these produce, really good buys. And then he did have to go to H-E-B because the pepperoni was actually cheaper there. They were 2 for $4 versus at Aldi, they were $2.75 each, the same weight. They were both 6-ounce packages. So I always compare.
Find it at Aldi, and the benefit too. H-E-B's like basically right across the street.
Yeah, exactly.
So
not going out
no
of the way.
Big effort there at all.
Yeah, so we spent a total of $13.17 today, but he got 13 in cash, so we just had to go out of pocket 17 cents.
Plus the gas.
Well, yeah, the gas. Yes. But I think overall, I mean, I'm really pleased. I think we did well.
Right.
What do you think?
You're happy, so yeah, I'm really happy.
All right. Thank you for saving us money.
Yeah.
So for my lunch today, I had my kefir about actually an hour ago now. And I'm having, for my actual lunch, I got a radish here I sliced up, some olives, good fats, sauerkraut, and the kimchi. And then I've got some kefir cheese with some hot sauce that we got this weekend. And then you kind of see here, I've got some mustard and the, oh shoot, it's the sweet hot sauce. I forget what it's called now. I can't believe I forgot that. Anyways, it's been forever since I had it. And then on the side, I just had that Peterson's kielbasa sausage, and I wrapped it in a couple slices of bacon. And the final meal of this week's Warden report. Man, y'all, I have been working for like an hour. So I made some roasted sweet potato fries. I just took one sweet potato, did nice like wedge, roasted it with some good like warm spices like garam masala some Thai red curry, and then some cinnamon, just to up that a little bit, and some other like salt and stuff. Roasted those, and then I topped it with some fresh shaved parm. And that looked good. Heath did some stuffed jalapenos and mushrooms, a fresh radish, and then what I did was stir fry that shaved beef, and I've got 3 different types of peppers. I have the yellow, the red, and the orange bell pepper, along with some onion, and those radish greens. The greens that came on these radish was just a huge bunch. So I sauteed that in with it, did some Asian seasoning and marinade. That's all in there. And then I also have a half of that avocado we got to eat. And that's dinner. Well, thank you for watching another week of the Warden Report. I'm excited to read all of your comments. Thank y'all so much. Please stay tuned to see all of our wonderful channel members. Again, thank y'all so much for all of your support. And we look forward to seeing you again. Thought I had something in my teeth. I just finished dinner. And thank you again. And I please ask that you do give this a video a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm. And if you're new here, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I have all kinds of new stuff that comes out. Heath puts out a lot of great information, and we really appreciate all the support. Thank y'all. Bye.